get the big boy in play. Skyclave is becoming useless. Life is good, though. Life is good. Two cards left. Oh, you dog. You dog. Look at us. We just lost 5 life for fun. Right? Getting us closer. They're down to 4, though. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Thanks so much for taking the time out of your day to watch Hello Good Game. Today, we are playing with my specialty homemade deck, Wayward's Embrace. We've made a few tweaks to it, and it's performing very nicely in the percentages of Mythic, holding 75%, which is nice. But, of course, you know, that sample size is small. We do beat a rogue player or two, which is just like the most rewarding thing I've ever done with my life. So we're going to break down the deck. Let's talk about strategies, synergies, how to play it, right? So you guys can, you know, be good at the deck, right? We do see a lot of people will net deck and then they don't, you know, take the time to research how the deck's played, and then they're, you know, playing things out of sequence. And, you know, this is actually where we can capitalize off of, you know, being aware of, you know, the meta, all of the different decks, what's actually happening and what's supposed to be happening. So if you do find any value within the video, make sure to drop a thumbs up. Let's get into it. All right. Breaking down the deck list really quick to start. A very light converted mana cost of 2.2 average. You know, we're really, really light on lands, running 13, but we do have some MDFCs to make up for it. You know, there's 8 right here, plus another 3. So, you know, it's more like 24 lands, I guess. With that being said, you know, it's a very well-balanced deck. We're doing multiple things here, you know, of course, looking to deal damage to our opponent. And then because we are doing chip damage, we're actually looking to receive some of that damage ourselves as well. So I guess if we were to talk about what the deck really revolves around, it's the Scourge of the Skyclaves. When you cast the spell, if it was kicked, each player loses half of their life, rounded up. And then, of course, Scourge of the Skyclaves' power and toughness are each equal to 20 minus the highest life total among players. Now, this is why we like to deal damage to, you know, obviously our opponents, but ourselves as well. And there are a lot of ways to deal this damage to ourselves. So I guess this is a nice segue that we can jump into. Of course, we do have Agadeem's Awakening for 3+X at sorcery speed. Return from your graveyard to the battlefield any number of target creatures that have different converted mana costs of X or less. We have 1 to 3 converted mana cost creatures in the deck, so we can pull out, you know, this card for 6 converted mana costs. We get a 1-drop, we get a 2-drop, we get a 3-drop. That's really nice. But I mentioned, you know, losing life ourselves, and of course, within the Undercrypt on the opposing side, coming in tapped unless we pay 3 life. You know, that's really good. So, you know, it's actually beneficial to be paying life to have the lands come in untapped, which is really, really good. The same goes with the Shatterskull Smashing and the Hammer Pass. Hammer Pass in tapped unless we pay 3 life for 2+X at sorcery speed, dealing X damage divided as we choose among up to 2 target creatures and or planeswalkers. If X is 6 or more, the Smashing deals twice X damage divided as we choose among them instead, which is really nice. So, you know, not only is this removal, but it's also a way for us to mitigate our own life total down from 20. We've got the Stormfist Crusader, 2/2 with Menace. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player draws a card and loses 1 life, dealing 1 damage to us, also dealing a little bit of damage to our opponent, which is quite nice. 4 copies of Rolling Vortex and enchantments for 2. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, Rolling Vortex deals 1 damage to them, which is really nice. You know, a little bit more of that chip damage. Whenever a player casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast that spell, Rolling Vortex deals 5 damage to that player. This is going to become much more relevant within Cold Time. We see a lot of ways to be casting, you know, things for free, and this is going to really help punish those players, at least in the sideboard, dealing 5 damage to them. So, woof. What we're using it here, though, you know, your opponents can't gain life this turn. Basically, the chip damage and stopping them from getting any life gain, you know, because we do need to keep that Skyclave around. We have Demonic Embrace as well for 3, and Aura. Enchanted creature gets +3/+1, has flying, and is a demon. You may cast Demonic Embrace from your graveyard by paying 3 life and discarding a card in addition to it paying its other costs. Again, a nice way to take a big chunk of our life away. Putting it, whether it be on the Scourge of the Skyclaves to give it flying. There's many creatures that this could go on. The Fireblade Charger again, but we'll touch on those in a second. It could also go on the Murderous Rider if you want to gain some of that life back. So, not only are we, draining our life, we're also gaining our life back. We have full control over our health total. We can take it to 1. We can take it back up to 20. I might not recommend taking it down to 1, though. Maybe down to 5 or something. So, destroy target creature or planeswalker, you lose 2 life, and then, of course, it's a 2/3 with lifelink. When it dies, it goes to the bottom of our library. So, again, the Embrace could go on this. Now we're gaining 5 life if we really need to survive, because, we can't get ourselves into some tricky positions, potentially, if a deck deals with us effectively. And this, just will totally, stop that and give us full control over our life, like I talked about. Something else that does this is the 2 copies of our Nighthawk Scavenger. Its power is equal to 1 plus the different card types among cards in our opponent's graveyard. So it could go to a total of 7/+1, which would be an 8/3 with Flying, Death Touch, and Lifelink. Very, very good. You drop this mid-game, it's at least going to be, probably a 3/3, 4/3. 4 copies of our Bone Crusher Giant, a 4/3. Whenever it's the target of a spell, it will deal 2 damage to that spell's controller. It has Stomp at instant speed as the adventure for 2 mana. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Stomp deals 2 damage to any target. That doesn't really deal damage to us unless we choose it to. But, I guess you could go that route. And, there are a couple different routes that we could take. We'll swing over here now to our Wayward Guide Beast. And now I really like this in the deck. It's a 2/2 with Trample and Haste. So it's good to drop late game. Plus it's got Trample, which is great. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you return a land you control to its owner's hand. This is such a good ability. The haste is amazing, and, we can definitely be using our Demonic Embrace on the Guide Beast, right? That puts it up in the air, and it's going to be dealing that damage. And, we're talking about dealing damage to ourselves. We could play the Smashing, bounce it back, use it as the removal, or we could just play it back as the land, right? So, the Wayward Guide Beast can help us deal more damage to ourselves by bouncing the Smashing and the Awakening, and then we can pay life for them to come back in if we want. What's even cooler, though, is we bounce something like the Kazal's Fury, and then we now can recast it for 3 mana and, sacrifice a creature, dealing damage equal to that sacrificed creature's power to any target, which is cool. And, of course, the land on the backside coming in tapped. So, the Guide Beast can bounce the lands back to our hand that we can reuse, which is so powerful. We mentioned a little bit about Demonic Embrace synergies. You could also go in on the Fireblade Charger. It becomes a 4/2, and when it dies, it will deal 4 damage to your opponent or any target, really. So that's amazing. We do have a little bit of removal. We talked about Murderous Rider, Swift End. We talked about Bone Crusher Giant Stomp. We talked about Shatterskull Smashing. Now let's talk about Bloodchief's Thirst. It's good early game. It's good late game. Sorcery speed for 1. Destroy target creature or planeswalker with converted mana cost 2 or less. If this spell was kicked instead, destroy target creature or planeswalker regardless of the mana cost. Amazing. We also have a Castle Lochthwain in which we can lose life. We can tap it for 3 plus itself, so 4 total, to draw a card, then lose life equal to the number of cards in our hand. Amazing. 7 swamps, 4 mountains, and that's the deck, you guys. The synergies within this build are tight. This is finely tuned and working very, very well. Some days I feel like I perform so much better with just original decks that I make myself that try to be competitive, like just the dots connect rather than it's like, okay, I have to try to play the shade of the top white mono deck. It still works out, but this just seems to work out so much better, and I absolutely love that it works out that way, because it gives me so much confidence just to be building my own original organic decks and showcasing them for you guys. So this is Wayward's Embrace, my Rakdos chip damage deck revolving around Scourge of the Skyclaves. I hope you guys enjoy it. I know I definitely do. Of course, the deck list is in the description below. We are using Magic the Gathering Arena Assistant today. A must-have tracker for the game. All the info you need, whether it be spoilers, the top decks being used right now. You can also even use the Deck Advisor, which will show you which decks you should play based on your current collection, so you can save those wildcards. There's so much more going on in that, you guys. Check it out. The Overwolf link in the description below will lead you to a free download if you're on Windows. And of course, this week I'm supporting Raid Shadow League Legends. Shameless plug here. You know, it's a game. I get a decent amount of money if I can get 35 downloads. We currently only have 3. It only takes 5 minutes. Download the game, play the tutorial. If you've already played it, start a new account. Just, you know, make a brand new email and then ditch it. You know, it could be hgg101 at gmail.com, right? And, you know, I really appreciate you guys who've taken your time to do that. And hopefully we can get to that full 35, because if I complete this sponsorship through Stream Elements, I'll actually get a new sponsorship for better stuff that's hopefully not that. So download it, play it, the tutorial, and then delete it. Come back to Magic. I'll be here waiting for you. We have some gems to give away for those of you who can screenshot me that you did it as well. Okay, you guys, I'm so sorry for that. LOL. I got called a sellout the other day, but that's okay. You know, we got to pay our rent somehow. It's a business. We need to pour money into it. We do have the lore that's coming out as well. If you guys haven't seen that yet, check out our lore video. It should be out. If not, it will be out in a few days. You know, we're hiring voice actors for that and stuff. So, you know, there are things going on into the channel. You know, the free cash prize tournaments, the gem giveaways, all that costs money. So I appreciate those of you helping support me on and this community along my journey. That's enough. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel to your friend, support financially, Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, Amazon. More importantly than all of that, enjoy the gameplay footage, and we'll see you soon for our wrap-up thoughts. Going first, I like it. I like it a lot. Let's get our Fury out. We have plenty to draw later, and we can bounce it with the Beast. Crusader in play. We have a Giant ready. Okay. You do you, bro. Let's just put in damage. Right, we don't really need to ramp that high. We're fully functional on 3. Okay. You're gaining some life. Entity in play. Nice. Original deck. I'm happy. Really, really happy. Let's give them a heart. If we don't see any rogues, mwah, good on you, bro. We don't have Murderous Rider open for Swift End, which kind of sucks. They could kill this pretty easy, but I think if we can get it in play early, that, you know, it takes the pressure off of our Stormfist Crusader a little bit, right? And if we can have that in play longer, I like that. A clock? Okay. They're tapped here, too. We could kill it. Not too bad. Pull the mountain in case we pull a swamp. And then we can play that swamp. Oh, nice. That hurt. So the entity survives Shadow's Verdict. That's interesting. Let's pull their remaining removal before we play this other Skyclave. You can shock this in and, you know, buff the Skyclave eventually. They're going to take the draw. They're building to Ugin, I guess, still probably. Show them the land, whatever. Let's take our hit. I bet they block with the Simulacrum. They could double block. Yeah, interesting. They get the draw. That could be an Ugin, right? We need this smashing in our hand if it is an Ugin. And they're going to draw it with the clock if they don't have it. They're going to Barons. I think we trade with it, though, is the thing. And that's fine. Like, Barons is hard to kill. Right? So I guess they're just buying time for the clock to resolve. Let's force them to have it. We could have only played the Skyclave, actually, I think. But we're forcing them to have it. Ooh, okay. Giant stays. Interesting. They could cling. Down to 6. Oh, that got exiled. Shoot. All right. So they're going to have lots of jazz as soon as our turn starts. They discard what's in their hand as soon as it starts as well. So there could be an Ugin here. Ugin with just plus, I think. Ashiok. Okay. And they're banking on getting removal, but now they're tapped. They only have 2 mana. See what they pull. 2 mana available. Potentially lethal. Should we try to pull out a counterspell? Or do they have just removal? Let's try to take the token. Try to hit for lethal. I doubt it, though. Hey, could be. Who knows? Cling to dust, they gain life. Up to 9. Okay. Rider in play. Pass our turn. I don't know how we would ever win this. They've got full control. The only way we'd win if they had nothing. Nice. Alright, we lose our removal. We have to top deck some. Another smashing would be ideal. Okay. Doesn't matter. Interesting. Let's go with it really quick and maybe they don't notice. Right, they should block the 4/4. Really? They do it right. They do it correctly. Because we wanted to bounce that Kazal's Cliff back to our hand and then fling in for lethal. I didn't know if they would know. They did, though. That was good. I guess it would have been 2 damage either way. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, we don't have something else. Okay. If we had another card in hand, that would have been good. Somehow we're still safe here. We need to top deck a Bone Crusher Giant, I guess. Maybe we could top deck a Fury as well. Right? We talked about having more of those. They're tapping us, sure. Stacking on the clock. We have a Fireblade Charger. We have Stormfist Crusader. We have Bone Crusher Giants. We have Rolling Vortex. We have so many things. Another Barons is good for them. They can't use Cling yet, though. Oh, they get a Giant! We would have had lethal off the top. Can you believe it? If there's no counter magic. Okay, let's... Oh. Oh, I forgot we had Kicker. Half their life rounded up. Half of 1 is 0. Nice. Nice. Why did it deal 6 damage to them, though? Or it dealt 6 to us? Oh, well, either way, you know. I think we had lethal both ways there, which is really nice through the Rolling Vortex and through the Scourge. That was close. Good game. Alright, our opponent goes first, which sucks. Maybe we pick up a Swamp. That would be cool if we did. If not, we'll play our Lockthwain. We have a, whoops. There we go. Fireblade Charger hiding there. Ooh, that's not it. We do have removal. Well, you can only get lucky so many times. I mean, why would they have cast that? They could have waited until my end step and cast it. But no. At least we have removal. Every time they play it poorly, and it burns us. Alright. We have another Bloodchief's Thirst. That probably taught them a lesson, at least. Charger out. Pull counter spell. Tick tock, tick tock. I'd almost rather them counter that, but we can't play it because it would immediately die, so... Stormfist Crusader just gets played into death. Right, drowned. Oh, no, they can't drown it. There's only one in the grave. They could use, you know, Essence Scatter, whatever else they have. A Lofty Denial, LOL. So I guess we should have played that first. And then we could have actually paid for it. So we get burned, but that's fine. This is fine. I mean, it's annoying, don't get me wrong. Pass our turn. We're gonna start activating this to lose life. We need one more black source, though. Sure. This takes us down from 20. I'll see you, Nighthawk Scavenger. I've got one, too. Alright, there comes a bit of a mill. Oh, Demonic Embrace. Uh-oh! Rogues, rogues, rogues. Die, die, die. Counterspell, counterspell, counterspell. Counterspell, counterspell, counterspell. You did! I still want to use this so we can still have instant speed. But this doesn't kill everything, where this... Yeah, I want to keep that Bloodchief's Thirst in case there is another... Soaring Thought Thief. Rawr! End our turn here. Still looking for another swamp. There's that Thought Thief that we had predicted. Is there an island to protect it? No! No! Rip. Let's get the big boy in play. Skyclave is becoming useless. Life is good, though. Life is good. Two cards left. Oh, you dog. You dog. Look at us. We just lost 5 life for fun. Right? Getting us closer. They're down to 4, though. So I hope they, in the future, play their rogues on flash speed, not at sorcery speed. But, you know, I'll take it. All right, you guys, there's just something about this deck. It just clicks. I've been working with it a few times. I think this is the 3rd time I've showcased a version of it. Each time it gets a little bit better. We fine-tune it, and it performs even better as well. And, you know, I think we're getting really, really close. How would you guys improve this deck? Can you even improve this deck? Let me know what thoughts you have, and, you know, maybe this will lead to some changes in the version 4 that could be inspired by you. So let me know in the comments below. Thanks for your time and attention. Don't forget to watch our Kaldheim spoilers. Support the channel financially if you can afford to do so on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, and buying stuff through our Amazon link. And, you know, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Whether this is your first video, whether you've been here since the start, or anywhere in between, I appreciate the time that you've chosen to spend here with me supporting the channel. We're on Twitch, you know, every day as well. If you're interested on that, come drop your Prime on me. I'd appreciate. And, yeah, take care. Have a great day. Make sure to comment woof on the video if you're still here to the end, because I do like knowing who's the true fans, right? Take care, you guys. Big woofs, and we'll see you soon in the next video. Peace!